Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to this new episode of In English, Please. And today we're doing our first ever review. We had a lot of fun doing the review. But before we get started, I'm going to tell you a couple of the words or sentences that we used this time. So listen, one of the first expressions that we use is to take something with a grain of salt. All right. When you take something with a grain of salt, it means that you shouldn't believe everything that we tell you. Okay. Also, we use the expression to give a rundown. Okay. To give a rundown is, well, to give a summary, or the main ideas of a situation, right? To give the main important ideas of a situation. Then we use the expression to talk out of our asses, okay? To talk out of your ass means literally to say whatever comes to your mind, okay? And when you talk out of your ass, you don't think, you don't analyze, like you don't say much, just, talk and talk and talk. Another expression that we use that is a good one, to hook up, okay? To hook up with someone, it means to meet someone at a bar or at a party and later just to have sexual relationships, okay? That's to hook up with someone. You meet with somebody only to have sex. The other expression that we use is to throw somebody off. It means that something confuses you, all right, or you don't understand what is going on. Then we have a grudge, which is a resentment that you have towards something, to have a grudge. For example, if somebody does something bad to you, well, you're probably going to have a grudge against these people. You're going to hate them forever. All right. Another expression that we use is to trash talk. When you trash talk somebody, you say bad things about this person. Okay, to trash talk somebody. Another expression that we use is mend the gaps. Okay, to mend the gaps is usually used when you are talking about relationships. And it means that maybe you had differences, but then if you can mend the gaps, you get stronger. Your relationship gets stronger. To mend the gaps. All right. Then we use the expression a nut job. Somebody that is a nut job is somebody that is absolutely freaking lutely insane. Somebody that is crazy. Okay, crazy. Then we have, okay, the last expression that I think that is very useful that we use is to shit on somebody. All right, and this expression is the same as to trash talk somebody, is to say bad things about this person. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed today's episode, okay, and that you have a lot of fun. We had so much fun, and if you liked our review, let us know so we can do more reviews of other things. All right, thank you so much, and I'll leave you with the video. Bye.
Make a move extreme. Shortcut to your dream. Float straight to the stars on that flying thing.
Hey, hello everybody. We are here today with a new episode, but this time, for the first time, we're going to be doing a review. All right. Now, let's start by saying that, first of all, we are not experts. All right. You know what we're expert at? Teaching English. Outside of that, all that we do is for fun. So take everything that we say with a grain of salt. Okay? Number two, be careful with the spoilers. This is a spoiler alert. Okay? we're going to be giving a rundown of the series. So it's best if you've seen it beforehand, okay? If not, pause the video, spend 8 hours watching Peacemaker, and then come back. All right. Number three, this is very much a PG-15, probably R-rated episode. Okay, the TV series has a lot of R-rated things, so you can expect a lot of R-rated talk today. If you find that this affects your sensibilities, then I absolutely suggest that you skip this episode. All right. And finally, that's it. Enjoy two people talking out of their asses. All right. And let's get started.
Okay, well, let's start by saying that Peacemaker is the anti-hero that no one requests, but totally surprises. He is a member of Amanda Waller's Suicide Squad, and this is a spin-off that really, really rocks.
Yes, absolutely. If you don't remember, he actually appeared in the latest Suicide Squad movie alongside Harley Quinn, Bloodsport, Rick Flag, and King Shark, and amongst others, right?
Yeah.
In the movie, he acts the part of a vicious killer, but all in the name of peace and justice. Or, as he says, I cherish peace with all my heart, and I don't care how many men, women, and children I need to kill to get it.
Yeah. His real name is Christopher Smith. And at the start of the show, he gets released out of prison, as you can remember. And
Yeah.
after he was almost killed at the end of Suicide Squad, and he goes to his house thinking he might be free at last. But as you can imagine, a new secret team is waiting for him with a new mission always led, although in secret, by Amanda Waller. And even though he tries to refuse at first, he still has the explosive chip in his head. So, what else can he do, right?
Yes, and this sets the premise of the show. He is an ex convict with a heroic complex that has no problem murdering people to achieve peace. Obviously, he starts the show being a little bit of an asshole, which creates a big contrast with all of the other characters who are a lot more grounded. But as the story progresses, he's no longer sure that he's doing the right thing. And we see him grow and develop without losing his ass holiness or his ass holiness, if that is a word.
Yeah. Um, this mission is secret and confidential and involves again aliens and mental control. The characters that return from the Suicide Squad are Hardcore and Economos. This is only as a punishment, okay, for sabotaging the mission at the Battle of Valle del Mar in Suicide Squad. I don't know if you can remember the scene where all of Amanda's team beats her ass off and helps the Suicide Squad stop Starro, the giant sea star product of an evil experiment by the USA government.
God damn it! Task Force X! This is your last motherfucking warning! Oh my god! What the fuck did you do?
Oh my god, yes. I love that scene. I actually love a big part of Suicide Squad, but that scene was really, really good. And you get this feeling that the bad guy is getting what she deserves, right? Because Amanda Waller is kind of a bad guy, and it feels cathartic. Although I wouldn't say she's really a bad person, right? She's like, I have to do what nobody else wants to do kind of person, but it still feels good.
Yeah. Okay. Another good scene is where Peacemaker hooks up with a chick in some random bar and ends up being a butterfly, which is a term they use for the aliens who are literally butterflies, and kills her in a pretty bloody way. At that moment, I remember thinking, wow, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be so good.
Oh my God, yes. That scene actually threw me off because, I mean, you kind of expect that something bad is going to come out of him hooking up with a random chick, you know? But I didn't expect her to be an alien. It was pretty cool how this contrast with him being an asshole to his teammates and getting what he deserves for being an asshole. This is a very cathartic series, I feel. That a lot of the time, it might not look like it, but the people in the series, they do get what they deserve. I mean, most of the time.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was a very nice first episode, you know? I started watching the series just because I was alone and I had nothing better to watch. And I actually didn't expect to enjoy it so much. One of the things that freaking hit me the most is how humane they make Peacemaker. How humane they make this character. There are so many scenes where you can feel that he's more than just a random superhero or a random vigilante. He's full of repressed emotions and so full of anger at himself.
Yeah.
And I think that this comes from his background with his dad that you see through the series. And there is, for example, one scene where you see him like beating his chest and calling himself a loser, and he doesn't stop saying that you're a loser, you don't have friends, everybody hates you.
Everybody fucking hates you.
You can see that he has such a low self-esteem or self-image, and that really made me connect with him, you know. Wow, that I have that memory here in my mind.
Okay. Well, yeah. I might feel sorry for him if he hadn't killed Rick Flag. I have to say, I had a little crush on Rick Flag in the Suicide Squad, and all the movie was trying to figure out if he was the same actor in Watchmen who made Adrian Veidt, aka Ozymandias. But no, he was not. He wasn't.
Well, I don't have that grudge against him. I don't have a crush on Rick Flag, so I didn't care too much. I mean, it hit you. It hits you that he dies, but yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that Peacemaker is not the greatest person, the greatest superhero alive, but I do feel sorry. I do feel very sorry for him, and I think that the show managed to make me sympathize with him a lot.
Yeah, yeah. He's a very sad person. Don't you think it's funny how Peacemaker always refers to the Justice League as douchebags and assholes? In several episodes, we can see him trash talking them with his father's neighbors about Batman, or in the class presentation with the kids about Wonder Woman, you know?
Yeah, oh my god. He even mentions that Aquaman has sex with fishes, and I was like,
Yeah,
what?
gross.
And in the last episode, like even the Flash, he's like, we all know that that is true, you know. So
Yeah.
even the Flash backs his
What?
claims. Yes.
Yeah. Talking again about crushes, the moment where Vigilante caught my attention was in the scene where he replaces Peacemaker because he can shoot in the head at the senator and his family, the two kids included, even though they are all butterflies, you know? I didn't see it coming. I never thought that Vigilante was going to be anything else than a useless fanboy.
Yeah, and I have to say, I'm not the biggest fan of DC, so I knew nothing about most of these characters at the start of the show. That being said, if I like a show, I always try to do some research and I try to read about the characters and things like that. Especially if the show has a lot of background, like this one, it has comics and it has like the movies and things like
Yeah.
that. From what I read, Vigilante was not supposed to be such a moral psychopath, but I think that in the comics he's more like an actual vigilante that he tries to make, to be a good person and everything. But here, he's just a psychopath. He doesn't care,
Yeah.
but it fits the show so well. Like, he's a stark contrast to Peacemaker, who is trying to find his human side. So on one hand, you have Peacemaker trying to find his human side, and on the other, you have this vigilante who doesn't care. He's just going to kill whoever he thinks he has to kill, and he feels no remorse. He just doesn't
Nothing. He
care.
feels nothing. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Another topic I like to mention here is the inclusion. The inclusion here is beautiful done. It feels super fluid and it all fits. We have LGBTQ plus inclusion with Leora Adebayo and even Peacemaker, who let us know about his bisexuality by a few comments of his father telling that he had sex with men and women. And this was confirmed by James Gunn himself. Gunn said that it was John Cena's decision to make him a bisexual character because for him, Peacemaker is a super sexual dude and, of course, very open to anything sexual.
Yes. Oh my God. Absolutely. Like, here, you don't even care what their sexuality is. You like the characters for who they are. Adebayo, I don't know how to say it, is a lesbian and she's married and she has marital problems like everybody else in the planet. Awesome. It doesn't matter. She's a person. Now
Yeah.
let's see her kick some ass and grow out of her mother's shadow. That's the important part. The same with Peacemaker when he mentions that after 4 years of being in jail, she just wanted some company, female company, implying that he had had sex with other prisoners. And he said it as it was the most natural thing in the world. It's not like dun dun dun, or it's not a joke. He just says it and that's it. And this brings me to the fact that there's so much great chemistry between the characters. You see them start as this group of people that hated each other's gut, like absolutely hated each other, but they are gathered by a common thread. And episode by episode, you see them develop as a team and as humans. You see them grow closer and closer, and they mend all of the gaps in the team. They continue having problems, but they kind of work them out. And this is what I liked about the show, how they grow.
Yes, yes. The scene where all the crew is on the van singing happily and covered all in blood after finishing a mission and Hardcore takes a picture is an endearing moment, a very endearing moment.
Yes. Oh my God. And the scene where you discover how much it affects Economos, the fact that Peacemaker always mentions his dyed beard, but you see Peacemaker's face, and he realizes that he's been acting as an asshole the whole time. Even after they had grown closer, you see him understand, and even Economos seems to be, freed from that.
Totally.
And you know what? We're forgetting one of the most important characters of the show, Eagly, the pet eagle.
Yeah.
He's awesome. Like, when I saw it, I couldn't believe that Peacemaker had a freaking eagle as a pet. You cannot get more American than that.
Yeah, the part when Eagly hugs him, it was amazing, man. He even got a photo with his cell phone.
Yes. Anyway, we've talked about our heroes enough. I think that it's time to talk about the enemies.
Okay,
Okay?
right. Well, yeah, let's talk a little bit about his father, the infamous August Smith. He is a white supremacist, chauvinistic, racist, homophobic pig. He always makes it clear that he doesn't love his son. I don't know why, but he doesn't love him. He has no good feelings at all towards his son Peacemaker. But even
That's okay.
so, he gives him a few things like his helmets and a costume. He even took care of his pet eagle, while Peacemaker was in jail. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. I don't know why he do that. He did that.
Yes, that is true. Now, that is a bad guy. If there is one character that has no redeeming qualities, is August Smith. He's a racist, he's misogynistic, homophobic, xenophobic, etc., etc. All kinds of phobics you can add in there.
Yeah.
He mistreats everyone around him, including his own son. He treats everyone like shit. He calls one of the cops chopsticks, chopsticks,
No.
only because she's an Asian woman and she pretends that she doesn't exist. He shits on his son for not being good enough and liking satanic music, and so his dad is a nut job. He's completely insane. What I don't understand is, like you said, why does he give Peacemaker weapons and things like that? We see that he really doesn't care about him. So I can only guess that this is a way to manipulate him. I think that this is only like a way to manipulate him. And you know what? I think that they did him a disservice with how they ended that storyline.
Yeah. And I like to say here the scene where all the crew fight against the White Dragon with his Ku Klux Klan friends was, to me, pretty bad. I mean, it was a little bit weird. Seems like the person who wrote that episode didn't know how to write properly. The chasing sequence didn't make me feel stressed or anxious like it was supposed to. The only good thing about it is the death of the White Dragon, at least. I guess that was something everybody was eagerly expecting.
Yes, and I mean, I get you. They had been building up his dad as this sort of twisted parody of Peacemaker ideals. But instead of looking for peace, he's like only looking for American superiority. And they did a great job building this
Yeah,
character. And I feel that they wasted the opportunity and they rushed the ending that they gave him.
yeah, it feels
Like,
very rushed.
yes, I think that they could have left the avenue open for his dad to appear in the next seasons. Like, if he had escaped, you know like he's freed and he disappears for a bit and then he makes a comeback for the next season. To me, that would have been a lot better, but they try to rush this part and we get an ending, but I was not very happy with that part. I think that that was one of the things that I did not enjoy about the show.
Yeah, totally. Well, at least we see that at the end, August Smith is still tormenting Peacemaker, leaving the option for him to return in later seasons.
Yes, that's the only thing that you can say, well, that is good. On the other hand, we have the main villain of the series, which are the butterflies. At first, the butterflies are shown just like people that have special powers. And I was really confused as I didn't understand. Are they metahumans? Are they aliens? What the heck is going on?
Mhm.
But as the story progresses, we discovered that they are actually tiny aliens invading human bodies, and
Ooh.
they only need to get inside one of your holes to
Yeah.
kill you and take over.
Oh yeah. The episode when the butterfly Gov takes control of all the police station and even the prisoners with that huge flock of butterflies. Wow, it was really awesome. For me, it is the second best scene in all of the show.
God, yes. And they can get into any of your holes, like, oh, that's gross. And in
Any.
that scene, you can see them like go into their mouths, and oh my God, what a way to die. It
Yeah.
was absolutely awful. And then everybody returns, and now they are aliens,
They
you
are
know?
controlled by the butterflies. Yeah.
Exactly. Anyways, as the story goes on, we discover that not everything is as it seems, just like real life. Not everything is black and white.
Yeah, even for the butterflies, right? Like
Yes.
Clemson Morn, the rebel butterfly. He's one of the butterflies that doesn't want to conquer Earth. It was such a sad loss. I really felt it when he talked for the last time with Harcourt and at the bio using the walkie-talkies. Seeing his imminent death and telling them that he was so proud of having both of them in his team and that they had to finish the mission while the police butterflies were entering and killing him. It really broke my heart, that scene.
Oh my God. Yes, that was a crushing moment. You know that he's a butterfly. Like, hell, everybody in the team knew that he was a butterfly.
A lefty butterfly.
Exactly, but he was trying to stop all of the other aliens for taking over the world.
Yeah.
And my God, when they like crush him, it's like,
Oh, yeah.
ah!
Oh,
Oh
poor
my God,
Goff.
yes, that
Oh,
really,
no, not Goff, Morn. Poor Morn.
yes, that really, wow, that really felt. I really felt that. We also discovered that the butterflies have a factory where they produce a golden liquid, which is the only food that they can eat. This
Yeah.
brings us to the climax of the story, the attack on the barn where they kept hidden the cow, which in reality, the cow, which in reality is a big ass kaiju. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was, in my opinion, the very best scene of the series, dude. The series was at its highest point when Peacemaker, Harcourt, and Vigilante make their entrance on the battlefield, shooting like 70 or 80, I don't know, 100 butterflies around in slow motion. The scene is a massacre, and you honestly think, wow, these guys are going to do it. They are going to kill everyone. But at the end, what happens is that they get injured covering Peacemaker's ass. This was expected because there were a lot of enemies against just the three of Peacemaker's crew.
Yes, that was a great scene. Like the action mixed with the comedy and the badassery of all of the characters really sold it.
Yeah,
They have a
and
mission.
the song in the
Yes,
background,
the
the
freaking
intro song,
soundtrack.
wow, it was awesome.
That scene is amazing, yes. And they have this mission and they won't let anyone get on their way. It even
Yeah.
shows the bonds that some of the characters made between each other, that they created. And as we reach the climax, we discover that Peacemaker sees the cow and he starts getting ready to destroy it. But he gets interrupted by the Guff butterfly. And in an attempt to make him understand the butterfly's end goal, he starts talking to Peacemaker.
Yes. I have to admit that Goff's speech, where she tries to explain about her race with the phrase, We are not here to invade the earth, but to help you not to finish like us and our extinct race really convinced me, you know? It didn't look like a bad plan to take possession of important humans who can change things on planet Earth and avoid the path of destruction. Butterfly Gov even told Peacemaker they had a lot in common. The same purpose, which is the protection and well being of the world, no matter what the costs are. The speech made sense, but I can see too how the plans of an alien race, even if they want to help us, would be like making everyone slaves and it would rob humanity of its free will. That was the downside. Like first they want to save us and you think, oh, okay, yeah. Then you discover the way of that helping, and now it's like, wait a freaking minute.
Yes. And that is something that I enjoyed quite a lot, like I said before. Not everything is black and white. There's not only black and white, you know? They are not really trying to take over the earth, but well, at least not to conquer and destroy it, but to save it. But by doing that, they would rob us of our independence and our freedom. Like, what is better? You know, like
Mhm.
to have freedom but you destroy your planet, or to not have freedom
And
but you
save the planet.
save and you prosper. I cannot say for sure, and I guess that every person has their own answer, but this is a really difficult question that makes you think.
Yeah. At the very end, friendship and love triumphs in some sort of way, you know? Chris is not the same anymore. He is not the same asshole he was at the beginning. Now he truly cares for the people around him.
Yes, but at the same time he's still very twisted and haunted by his past. You don't get over psychological trauma just by doing one thing, you know?
Yeah.
We see that his father is still tormenting him in the form of a hallucination. And although he's made new friends and he's opened up to them, he still has a long way to go.
Yeah. Another thing that really makes me sad is when we see that butterfly ghost is still alive, but it eats the little last sip of his golden honey. This made me think that poor Goff is going to die because apparently there isn't more golden food. The cow is already dead, and those insects only live like 3 weeks without eating. What makes it really sad is that you can see that the two of them had formed some kind of connection, you know? I also think Goff was not that bad. I hope we can see more of that in the second season. Maybe Peacemaker has some buckets of honey safe in his house and Goff can survive or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would say that Goff was good, but yeah, they seem to have reached like an agreement, you know? I think that something is going to happen and Goff won't die. But I don't know. I've never been good at predicting what happens in second seasons and things like that. But it's a really good TV program. I recommend that you watch it if you haven't done so. All right. But this was our first ever review. And, anyways, thank you very much for listening to our ramblings. And as always, if you like the video, remember to click the like button, follow us, and share if you know other people that might enjoy practicing their English, you know. And thank you so much for watching us today, and see you next
I
time.
demand a spin off of Vigilante.